on Divinity Original Sin 2, Definitive Edition. I just woke up out of my lovely bed here, and we caused an explosion to be able to move forward. I'm gonna pick up this candle. That's not what I wanted. There we go. But yeah, hope you guys are having a great day, and we're back at it again. We're gonna give this another try and continue on. This is probably going to be quite a long series. I haven't quite decided whether or not I'm going to be doing short videos, or if I'm going to try some longer videos. Maybe I'll do a little bit of both, so that way people can have time to watch a decent episode, or they can watch for a good minute. I think I'll mix probably between half-an-hour episodes to hour episodes, but yeah. Deck of cards. I don't know if that's useful, but we'll grab it. Stool. Lever opens the door.
And I'm back where I started. Nowhere to go but up.
Correct you are, my lady. Time to go up. Go. Yeah. I've discovered new chronicles. You've added two chronicles, two journal updates available. To read a book or a parchment, open your inventory with right trigger, select it and press A to read. Okay. Journal. Find somebody to help you remove your sorcerer collar. I am bound by a magical collar and cannot be removed. Get your bearings and go to the upper deck. We got a chronicle. Chapter 1, the Merryweather. Will we escape the Merryweather? We're aboard the Merryweather. On our way to the sorcerer colony of Fort Joy, we are told that there is a murderer on board with us. Alexander advises Dallas notice that the Voidwoken are attracted to Source. Alexander quarantined the sorcerers. The Divine's sacrifice did not buy peace. The rise of the Voidwoken brought the world death, destruction, and fear. Lucane, the Divine, champion of gods, sacrificed himself to save Rebellion from the Void. His son, Alexander, now leads the Divine Order. Right. What are the Magisters really up to? Led by Lucane's son, Alexander, the dormant Magisters of the Divine Order are rounding up sorcerers for exile. But why? I don't want a grotesque... No. Crafting. Cool.
Now, where did I leave my calipers?
Don't know much right now to be able to do much. We'll do this. Take the bottles. I don't want the grotesque. Row of books. Nope, I think we're good. Medical cabinet?
Empty.
Oh, sad day. Oh, yeah, we'll take that. That's useful. Lid, don't really need that. Laboratory stuff. Candles, box, barrel.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself. There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
Oof. Wow.
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll
Okay.
find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
I'm assuming we're being rounded up to be killed, but if that's the case, why do we all need to be registered? We're prisoners of some sort. So mention that there was a little accident in the cargo deck, the prisoner's dead. Lean in and whisper that the Magister's below decks suffered a fatal encounter. You pull at the thing around your neck, frugally demanding why she collared you. Look around warily and wonder what damned dungeon you ended up at this time. Say you had a long black dream about a ship sailing over the river of dead, but you are not dead, are you? This one seems kind of funny.
Is he? Oh well. Some problems simply sort themselves, don't they?
Huh.
She frowns and peers at you closely, resting the back of one hand on your forehead and taking your pulse with the other.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Just take it easy.
Aw, you acting like you actually care. This
No.
is funny.
You're alive, and you're having a conversation. You are on a ship, of course, but luckily for us both, we're merely sailing the plain old sea.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative.
Ha!
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely.
I don't know exactly
Eventually.
what you look like,
In
but
the
I've got the
meantime,
urge
all
to
you
call
need
you
to know
mommy.
is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good girl, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
Oh wow, okay. A cure? Cure to what?
Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Source spells of yours? See what happens.
You recall great powers building inside you, the ones that command before you capture. Unleash them. She might be playing a trick. Don't do it. Yeah.
Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise.
You recall great powers building inside you, but the ones commanded before you capture. Unleash them. Okay, sure.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
So I'm assuming that the powers we have are something that they want to contain. They don't want us to
Look at
have
the
it.
concentration on your face. All will, but no result. There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you of sorts. Makes you unable to cast Source.
Quite a witty woman.
For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Don't see what is the problem with our powers. And how do we get them? Like, you know, like
Gods! There's been a murder here.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
one part that she wasn't this man's protector, she was his captor. Ask why she's letting you so close to the crime scene. For all she knows, you could be the killer.
Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source.
Oh, wow. Somebody's
We'll find
scared
out
of his
who
own
did this.
power?
Speaking of,
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
I don't know, can I? Maybe you can. You are a sorcerer after all. That's exactly what my brain went to. I don't know. I like this
Not with
one.
that collar on, you aren't.
Yeah, good point.
Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you.
Sure, why
How about
not?
that?
Laugh. She really thinks you'd help the Magister, someone who's keeping you under lock and key. I mean, money is money, so...
Not in here, it isn't. You let me know if you hear anything. So, anything interesting?
Nope. Okay. Alright. Alright. I can go upstairs, but I'm gonna take a look everywhere down here. I feel like rope could be pretty important. Nada. Who are
An
you?
elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the
Hello.
dry cackling of an old witch.
Fellow
Snake
elf.
eyes.
We look very similar, I think.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
Can I join you?
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid.
Why?
Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
She
We'll
eyes
go
you
funny.
suspiciously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. Just like you. And I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
Here, why not?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, you lay awake thinking of someone back home. A very special someone. You were reminiscing about the things you used to do together.
Stare at the ground, embarrassed. You had quite forgotten about all of that. Admit it, snap at her. She doesn't know what in the heavens else. Yeah.
She pats you on the shoulder consolingly.
There, don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
And whose fate those dies of hers are
Don't
deciding.
worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
Sweet. A little bit of tension there.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
What do you want?
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp you found.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning,
Oh,
the man
why do you think it's him?
beckons again.
Do I move closer to him but clench your fists in case things go south?
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
She leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks,
He seems sweet.
That way, right?
hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction. The sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifa. And now, you.
Sounds like somebody's trying to pin the blame.
used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his
Ah.
commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
There's personal
Standing
history.
far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Ask if what he did to find himself here. Say that you're curious about the murder. Did he do it? I'm more about the murder
No.
right now.
The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
Good man.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty.
What's
The joy. I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
So you'd like to meet Alexander, you'd show him exactly what you think of his bloody divine order. Tell Ivan that's one acquaintance you're not eager to make. Say you have no interest in Alexander, all you care about is surviving for joy. This is partially what I want to answer. I would like to meet him, but not in the way of, like, sassing him, but... we'll go with surviving.
Not interested in the son of the divine himself. I don't blame you one bit. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
Good to know.
What are you conspiring about over there? You, elf, what's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Hee hee. Could be
Name.
very dirty.
Would you put a knuckle in it?
No, why give him
Magister
his
Victor
name?
looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Sassy asshole, man.
Sufferable, surely.
Beast.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, kiddo. You hear that?
Girl, tell him you ought to be thinking twice before he addressed you like a child. Ask him what he meant to be hearing. Wave his request away and ask him what he knows about the murder on board. Do I want to be sassy with him? No, we'll just ask what he wants.
Ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash, and crackle of waves around you, complaints.
I imagine there's a lot of sounds on a ship, yeah.
And
Tell him the ship is a moaning like a sick man. Say the sea sounds angry, like it's trying to capsize the ship. Remark that your shipmates are as chatty as gulls. You can barely hear over the din. Tell him you don't hear anything unusual.
There's nothing else you can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Moaning sick man.
sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums.
So he cares about ships.
But there's more. Listen close.
So I close my eyes and try to let the ambient sounds on the ship fade away. Ask him what he means you're supposed to be listening for. Tell him that you don't have time for this.
There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There, you heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, kiddo. Good news.
You heard it, but what is it supposed to
It's
be?
the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Burn my beard. That means if we've been traveling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
I tell him you shouldn't talk like that about such a magnificent beard. Ask why he's so excited about Fort Joy. You haven't heard anything good about the place. Note that he must be a practiced sailor. Ask what the figure means to him.
Captain, actually. And that
I
figure
knew it,
tells
yeah.
me we're getting close to the Joy. Close to what lies beyond it, too.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank ye kindly, kiddo.
Cock an eyebrow. If he's hatching an escape plan, you want in. Say nothing, but look him over once before leaving. You may want to find him inside Fort Joy. Buddy or... Yeah, I want him as a
He
pal.
continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
He's obviously planning something. He's thinking.
This slop as food. I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken
Did you see
caves.
the body? They ought to let you taste a bit. Maybe you'd find out who done it.
Good point.
Turnips and water are all I was...
Very good point.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, Prince.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Now, let's see where this leads.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
No, tell him you're quite the wizard in the kitchen, true chef. Laugh and say you can hardly tell turkey from a turnip. Tell him you're not answering his damn question. Honestly, I can cook pretty well.
Music to my beleaguered stomach. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Well, I can crochet. I do know how to knit, but not as well as crocheting. And I can sew.
Got this wolf on a leash now.
Take a thumb through one of the holes in your garbs and say, these provide cool in summer. Yeah, I can do that.
To feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
So, makeup, I assume. Say that you carefully have personal pride. You're no stranger to combs, powders, and perfumes. Rubbing your chin, tell him that you were trying to recall the last time you bathed. I can do this one.
Just as I thought. That explains what's besieging my nostrils. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. As per your own testimony, you can cook and tailor, but your personal hygiene reminds one of a carcass rotting in the sun.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave.
Huh.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine.
My slave, of course. Oh, but I see. Yes, I Suppose it must take some time for the full extent of this honor to sink in.
Who the hell are you?
Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle
Ah.
on it? I'm trying to concentrate.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tuber. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall.
Meanies.
You shut up.
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
Oh, there you are. Wife. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
Play along and take her with a grin. Tell the children you must be mistaken. Squint at the lot of them who's los. Say she must have you confused with somebody else. Look at the pastel of dirty kids and say that they're well enough like brats to you. We'll play along.
How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
Say that's true enough. Shake your head. Luis, you presume? Ask if she couldn't find more age-appropriate companions.
You presume right.
Ask if she knows anything about the murder. Tell her she ought to look around with you. You can watch each other's backs. We'll ask about the murder.
Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Sometimes, not always, but I can agree sometimes. Be my partner?
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer.
Oof.
As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
You look a little bit elfish. Maybe your daddy was an elf. My daddy's name is Frida. He's waiting for me at home. I'll go home soon.
I hope so, child.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
My mum doesn't like elves, but I have a secret. When I grow up, I'm
Oh.
gonna be an elf. She'll get used to it.
Cute. Anybody else?
Mad? Here's the register, ma'am. Good, good. Magister Williams has just out you faring okay so far.
Say you've been worse. Ask if he actually cares. Ask if he'd be fine. Call it like a dog. I've been through worse.
Trust me, with Bishop Alexander in charge, things will get a lot better from here on out. He's God-woken, you know. You head on in now. Williams will get you.
Not quite. Not quite.
No.
I think not.
Didn't your mother teach you any manners?
She got eaten by a void woken.
Forget name? Well, you aren't here on my list. Scrammy, which... Like I said, you are...
Fine. Rude much. Let's see if they'll let me eat. Zibote.
So, anything interesting for me? I'll take that as a no.
I want to eat the body.
So, Anything interesting for me? Right.
Maybe it's under my hotbar? Resurrect, heal, sucker punch. Nope. 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 Okay. So that's not an option. I guess we'll go register.
How dare you classify this slop as flow? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of
It looks like there's gonna be a battle.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters.
They're
So
fighting.
you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella.
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
The Wendigo's the murderer.
Mad. You there, sorcerer. Go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
This may be a perfect opportunity to create mutiny. Tell the woman you stand by her. Address the sorcerer and ask what she meant by there are others whose lives must end.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around.
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
Whoa!
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Oh boy. Ouchie. Fire.
What's happened?
Okay. That's a lot of dead bodies. I guess we'll do this, and we'll do some looting. Nothing there? Nothing there? Gold. Okay. Take both of those, I guess. Yeah. And a wand. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's fire. That's gonna take some time getting used to. Well, where's the key, damn it? Can't reach, huh? None of you have a key? I read something about lock-picking actions. Don't have a lockpick.
What happened? Must have been the turnips. Water? Wine, for goodness sake.
The lizard's eyes close. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He's...
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
Her hand lies limp in yours. She's too...
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling for me.
Oh no, it's not looking good, guys. Not looking good. What else is in here? We'll head up.
Hatch is blocked. We'll need to find another way.
Okay. Only one way up. Guess there's this way. Can I get in through here? Gotta loot all that we can. Nope. Okay. Too bad I can't attack the door. You know, that just kind of makes sense. You know, I could break the door. Okay.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
We're gonna rest.
Damn! That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Now I can attack the doors. Lovely.
Thank the gods. By divine grace, who was that howling?
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
Motion to the destruction around you. What's going on here? What is he seeing? Finger your collar. You can help him if he gets this stupid device off of you. Draw your weapon and be done with him. He won't trust to remove the collar, so...
Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix your collar too?
Strength, persuasion, snarl, that's right, there's a mutiny, and if he wants to find his family again, he'll sit down. Tell him there's no mutiny. You almost died at the woman's hands. Ask him more about this woman. Is he sure she's a sorcerer?
Curdled my blood when she appeared. Ship shook like a typhoon had struck and then she was gone again. Look around. You see how that story ends. Nothing but sauce can do this.
Wow. Poor opinion about, sorcerers. Roll your eyes at his weakling attack. I don't think I have enough to do strength or intelligence here. But let's take a look. Yeah, they're both the same. Let's do this. Yeah, I figured as much.
Your lies.
I might die here. Press Y, open and close it. Do this. Then we'll do... I have enough. Cool. That will take 3 AP. I have 1 AP? lot. Okay. This combat's kind of fun. Let's do Master Search.
Bishop Alexander. If Lucian were alive, what Bishop Alexander? If Lucian were alive, what would he think of his son's divine order?
I can search a pillow. Oh. You got nothing on you. Take a letter. We'll take the shabby letter. Get rid of books, I guess? Nope, there's nothing there. Desk. Empty. Thing. I did that already. Journal. Chest. Ooh, there's some good stuff in here. Rest to heal. Does that make sense? Okay, can't get through. What is this chest? Hair, bowstring, and flask.
God
There's a whole
damn it.
lot in here.
Need to get off this wreck, and quick!
Give me your gold. I will loot you all. Damn it, nothing.
Great gods! Something's pounding on the hull!
Give me meat. I don't want to pick that up. Oops. Inventory. What do I want to drop? Okay, so candle. We can drop you. Candle. We can drop you. We'll drop you. Read. Now I can drop you. Drop you. Is that a cup? How about tea? I don't know if that's useful or not. Okay, so that's not useful. This letter contains a set of instructions for transporting sorcerers to a place called the Joy, but someone has inked an angry black line on the top left of the book. Okay, somebody's very angry. My sweet Stefan, as I write this letter, we near the Isle. By the time the owl delivers it, I will be but a day away. I've heeded Alexander's orders just as you said I should, but I think of Lucian often. Would this divine have considered this? Would he have blessed us? As we rip children from their mothers, can this be the only way? I feel cold inside and out. Of one thing I am certain, your arms will warm me when I find you again. With love, Rix. Don't need the pillow. Drop the box. We have too long to preserve sources on a notorious part of civil force collars provided by Veteran is proving most effective.
With an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his... The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
No. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet. It cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Yeah, hello, I'm here.
Oh. Yes? Shouldn't you be running or screaming or some such?
Ask if you should be doing the same. The ship is going down.
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
I know your god did not gift you with much, but kindly use the little you were given. Do you look at me and think, why yes, there is someone with organs enough to drown? Trifling matters like water and poison do not concern me.
Well, yes, because you are undead.
No, damp robes are the most I have to fear. Once this glorified skiff hits the sea floor, I will simply walk to shore. Whereas you, I believe, have lifeboats to pointlessly squabble over.
Ask why you haven't seen him before. He kind of stands out. Snap that you're at least doing something. He could have saving lives instead of grieving. He's right, the ship's going down.
I believe you did. Although I was wearing the face of an elf at the time. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, which allowed me to take that primitive form. A mask that was stolen by that damned witch after her little scene. Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands.
No, that seems quite sensible.
Indeed. Just as sensible as getting off a sinking ship and leaving a fellow to his business. I would say good day, but it seems quite likely that you're about to die a rather...
The skeleton shrugs casually and returns.
Sarcastic asshole much?
The symbol immediately for what it is, a warning of death fog within. You press your palm against the door to open it. The wood feels neither cold nor warm, but simply grey. The colour drains from your hand, and you are left numb. It doesn't budge. The door grows open, but an ashen shadow clouds your mind.
I'm not sure what this is.
I need to get out of here, now!
Huh. Gotta be something of use in there, but I don't know how to get a hold of it. There's so much chaos going on, and I'm just looting a ship Wow, people are probably dying. Oh, hello. Oh no! That's pretty great, you know. That's wonderful. Let's see. Let's do this if I can. I can't. Damn it. Okay. We're gonna go with, we're gonna use this guy. And I'm gonna attack again. That's fire. Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. Don't know if I'm necessarily ready to use whatever that is. Remember being able to look around the boat this much. I guess I'm gonna go use the steer, because it looks like that's the way to escape, is by the boat. There's nothing, huh? Okay. Time to escape.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
Said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Call the dwarf a yellow-bellied coward. You'll return to the lower deck and check for survivors. The ship trembles beneath your feet, but the kid's right. Say you'll go back to the lower deck and look for the survivors. Tell the kid Gil is right. You came from the lower deck. You're not going back down. Reach for the release mechanism. Forget your others. You just want off this bloody ship.
Hear that, kid?
But what about the ladder? It's right over there. You can go straight down.
Tell them to sit tight. gonna go. Sorry. We're gonna go, kid. Too risky. I don't want to die. We're gonna take what we can and run with it. A couple of people are alive. That's all that matters. Is that the skeleton boy?
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Orivan.
It's definitely an interesting predicament here with magic being tied to terrible things. So like I can understand the fear and everything that's behind it, but to execute or quote unquote cure those that have the magic. Alright, chaos from the ship is now over. It looks like I've washed upon a beach.
Bloody work of the ship.
I,
the lone survivor.
I am going to end this episode here.
Something.
It looks like a good pausing point to move on with the story. Thanks you everybody for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Make sure to stay peachy. Yeah. And, you know, just thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the like and the subscribe button. Hey guys, thanks for watching my videos. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Stay peachy.